Assalamu alaikum, dear students of class 7th. You are already aware of the fact that my subject is English and the topic is 3 questions part 4th, right? So today we will discuss about furthermore when the king left to meet the hermit. As you know, the hermit lived in a wood, in a jungle, right? So, but there was a rule: only simple men were allowed to see, to meet the hermit. To meet the hermit. So it was impossible for the king to meet the hermit because he was a king. He was in a very good dress. Now the king made his mind. So the king disguised, rather changed into a simple man. He dressed simple and he looked as a simple man, as a layman. Who? The king. The king dressed himself in a simple way, and the king looked as if he were a layman, right? And in this simple dress, the king left towards on the hermit, and after some time he reached to the hermit, and there he asked 3 questions to the hermit. He asked 3 questions. He asked 3 questions to the hermit, right? The hermit was digging the ground, digging. The ground. The hermit was digging the ground in front of his hut. In front of his hut. Who was digging the ground? The hermit. Hermit was digging the ground. Right? When the king asked 3 questions to the hermit did not answer. Did not answer. Did not respond to the king. Right? Didn't care. The hermit didn't answer. The hermit didn't care. The hermit didn't respond to the king's questions. Right? And he continued digging the ground. The hermit continued. The hermit continued digging the ground without caring, without answering, without responding to the king. Right? After some time, The king took the spade. The king the king took the spade. The king took the spade from the hermit. From the hermit. And started digging himself. And started digging. The king The king took the spade from the hermit and started digging the ground himself. Himself. Right? So, it was an amazing scene. It was an amazing scene because the king himself was digging the ground and he let the hermit to rest. He let the hermit to rest for a while. For a while, right? So, dear students, after digging two beds, after digging two beds, after digging two beds, the king repeated his questions. The king again asked his three questions to the hermit. Right? Now, the hermit was again silent. The hermit was again silent. He didn't respond to the king. He didn't answer to the king this time too. He didn't care to the king. Unheeded. Right? He left the king unheeded. So, dear students, the king came to evening. He sat aside, having a rest, and again approached the hermit. The king again approached the hermit, but it was evening, and the sun was about to set. The sun was about to set. Right? It was third time. The king again asked three questions to the hermit. Right? But he urged, he pressed a bit hard. Who? The king. Pressed a bit hard, urged the hermit to answer the three questions. Otherwise, he would return home. Otherwise, he would return home if he didn't answer the questions, because it was the third time for the king to answer the questions. He was left unheeded. The hermit didn't answer. The hermit didn't respond. So, dear students, after evening, with the help of the hermit, with the help of the hermit, he tried to persuade. So, on the scene was something different. What happened next, dear students, we will talk about it tomorrow. We will discuss about it tomorrow. It was all about today. So have a good day.